Hi, I'm Shane.
I'm Kelsey.
And this is Dixie. And we're Love Hut for Life. We've now been on the road for 90 weeks in our self-built sliding camper.
And this week we are hanging out in Powell, Tennessee, working on this low-top Chevy Express van conversion. Now, last week we took you through gutting this thing, framing up all of the walls, and getting all of the insulation in. This week we got a whole lot more done.
A whole lot more indeed. We put in most of the solar system. We got in the panels as well as all of the wiring. Did a max air fan, as well as put in all of the wall coverings and did some custom cabinetry work. You'll make sure you leave us a comment below telling us about your thoughts of this week's progress.
Good morning, y'all, from Powell, Tennessee. It's morning 626 of full-time travel in our truck bed tiny house, and morning 7 of work on our newest project. We're converting the Chevy Express van for a friend of ours, and Shane has already gotten a whole lot of work done. It's about 8:30 in the morning and he is already hard at work again. How's it going, Shane?
Good. Measuring to cut a hole in the roof to put a max air fan in.
Awesome. It's clear skies right now, but we know that we have a whole lot of storms coming later tonight. So he's hoping to get all of this done and it waterproof before those come in.
Installing one of these max air fans is actually pretty simple. A simple 14 by 14 pattern, a roll of butyl tape, and a tube of Dicor. Some stripping to go underneath the perimeter of the fan, and you're good to go. I got all the wiring in the ceiling ran for the lights as well as the fan. I made my pre-cuts for the wall coverings. Next up, I'll be doing the vinyl flooring. I use sheet vinyl because it adheres to the floor with glue. It allows for expansion and contraction with weather, and you can install it in a bowl fashion to prevent any seepage of spilled fluids through the floor into the subfloor.
The next morning, all of that glue was still drying, which meant Shane was finally taking a day off. We got to go outside and do a little bit of exploring in this campsite that we've been hanging out in for a little over a week now.
We got to see some pretty before being forced back inside. Well, as you can see, it's far from sunny. But a positive note, the adhesive has dried underneath the flooring, so that means I can get back to work. We're on to the part I really enjoy, which is finishing out the inside. Today I'll start doing some of the walls as well as building in some of the structures to hold the battery banks and all the electronics. Y'all hang on, it's gonna be a fun week. I got good news. The brackets for the solar panels are in, so that means we're back on schedule as far as that's concerned. I'm on my way to go pick those up, as well as a few more supplies from the hardware store. I'll be back at it early in the morning.
There wasn't much he could have been doing while he was gone anyways.
this little fella? 8 of these. That's what I've been waiting on, is 8 of these little brackets to hold these panels so I can get them up on the roof. But they're here. On we go. I had to modify these brackets slightly to get them to fit to the roof line. This particular client wanted the panels mounted directly to the roof of the van versus creating a roof rack system, which a lot of van lifers choose to do. So we got the solar panels installed and all the wires ran inside, and it was time to start hanging the ceilings. This piece has been stored underneath the truck up on blocks because it was the only place I had to store plywood, but due to all of the rain and moisture in this holler, it grew mold. I think this one's shot. Just for contrast, that's the upside. This is the downside after I washed it with bleach. Gonna burn this one.
Gross.
Like that wall. Good ceiling.
What do you think, Dixie? Is it time for him to come home?
She hasn't got to check it out yet because her feet have been muddy. So this is the first time she's been inside the van.
Well, babe, it is about 8:30 and we are very quickly losing daylight. You about ready to call it a night?
I'm done. I'm done for the night at least.
What all did you get done today?
We attached the solar, ran in all the wires, hung the ceiling, and I've started to tighten up all the wiring as well that has been hanging all over the place. It's starting to look like a van, man.
Yeah, we're getting to the fun part now.
Morning, y'all. So I've already got the next panel to the ceiling put in, which had the fan in it. I've got one more to go. It will actually tuck in behind the stock ceiling panel, which has to come down anyways because this cable here is to the rear view camera for backing up purposes, which is a little hard with all these walls up. My plans for today is to continue filling in the walls as well as build in the box that holds all of the electronic components and then test fit this new bed system that has been ordered. This one comes prefabbed. It supposedly is going to be very strong. Apparently I can jump on it. We'll see.
Oh, that backup camera is cool.
Yeah. So as I mentioned last week, we're going to be keeping this big honker in the back because it allows for cooling and heating to come back here, and there's a very large dog coming on the road in this van. So in that effort, I have taken the stock ductwork and I've butchered it down. I've got it laying over here. It's among many steps that I'm fiberglassing it all together to recreate vents. One will come out here facing that way, and one will come up at an angle blowing upwards. The rest will be all boxed in, and I'll leave it so this can easily be accessed for any maintenance that a mechanic may or may not need to do.
It's looking good.
When I create these custom cabinets like this in vans and buses, I usually use pocket screws. This creates a very strong structure which will allow you to grab a hold of it and shake the whole van if you would like.
Eventually, I got him to come in for some dinner. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shane. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, it's me. How old am I this year?
33, baby.
The girls tried to get me to take the day off, but I simply just had too much to do. I spent my day building out the framework around this rear AC and heater unit, as well as mudding all of my mini screw holes and butt joints, and I even got around to doing the trim work for the doors.
We did talk him into clocking out a little bit early, cracking open a beer, and eating some of this steak that I'd been marinating all day long.
Guess what? The mud's drying up. It almost feels like dirt out here now. Today's gonna be a good day. Hopefully, we get a lot done today and this thing starts looking like a home more than a construction site. You'll stay tuned to find out what I do. After finishing out the cabinetry work around the rear AC unit, I was left with the space above it that needed to be occupied. Every space in a van needs to be occupied because storage is so limited. I built in a cabinet that fit into that space, and then after that, I proceeded on to knock down the rest of the putty, check all of my butt joints as well as my corners to make sure everything was ready for the paint job coming in the morning. Boy, has it been a life-changing experience for the Chevy low top this week. I've done a lot of building in. I've put in all the walls and built in cabinetry. Today, I put up the last of the wood putty. So tomorrow, I'll be able to come in, knock down that wood putty, add in a little caulk, and start slapping paint on the walls. The next step, bringing in furniture from the owner's house. I'm pumped.
This thing is looking awesome. So excited to watch it all come together next week. You enjoyed that video, and I also hope that you got some useful information out of it, because I know that a ton of you are either in the process of building or dreaming of the day that you get to build your own van and hit the road.
If any of you are in need of help with any of those conversions, make sure you drop me a comment below or check out one of our other social medias like Facebook and Instagram, all under Love Hut for Life. You can direct message us there or through Gmail at lovehutforlife@gmail.com.
That's right, guys. And those other social media platforms also give you an opportunity to see a little bit more insight into how we live in this silly yellow house behind us. Guys, we want to take the time to say thank you to each and every one of you who have followed us along this far. If you haven't already done so, be sure and hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. And once again, make sure you leave us a comment below. Peace out, guys. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.